Gibby, are you kidding me? Where in the hell are we?
We are at Gibby's Lanes on the north side of New Richmond, ready for this big showdown between the Philadelphia Eagles and your Green Bay Packers. I cannot wait for this game to get going.
Yeah, this is exciting. Hey, this is one of our sponsors, and we love coming out, seeing our sponsors, supporting our sponsors, and this is a sponsor for the Scrib and Gib podcast as well as Justin Livestream. But, hey, I kind of feel like this is Packer Central in New Richmond. I mean, obviously other bars hold parties, but I feel like this is all kind of Packers. We were here last weekend. We were going to do the podcast, but Moose became sick. I don't know if he had – did you eat something, drink something? I have no idea, but – I don't know if he caught something at a horse show or something.
I think
but
that's probably my guess.
that's where I was kind of thinking, Moose, how you feeling over there, buddy?
Yes, we're doing pretty good.
Good.
Well,
awesome.
Tell us, how'd you get sick?
Just caught a bug running through our family, which may be growing. So no.
Well, that's kind of interesting if people want to know just Moose is freshly.
I let in little.
Yeah, well, you're looking to add on to the family. That's good.
Yeah, without taking time.
But, hey, we're glad you're back. But, hey, those horse shows are killers, man. There's a lot of protein out there. You just got to be careful. You can only, it is
so
what
much.
it is. Yeah,
so much. So much.
And so we got to be careful on that. And, whoa,
Moose.
Moosey. Hey, the one thing about this is, again, we're at Gibby's Lane, so it's kind of fun here, right?
It is. It's blast. I mean, you look in the back. I mean, Gibby's does a really nice job. He's got bucket specials going on. He's got the board games where you can,
they're all for donations.
All for donations,
yeah, for
right?
Locals.
I mean, if you go, you can get on it, and they got a bunch of them going on for quarters and halves and all kinds of stuff. It's a blast down here. It's a really good time.
And the thing is, I know we had Parrots Picks this week too, but we still got to get this out in the open. Like, are you wearing your Packer underwear today? Or you still got your purple on?
I gotta eat a little crow on that. I had my purple underwear on last week, and I lost both. I lost the Green Bay Packer game to the Chicago Bears, which is very embarrassing. It was since 2018 we had not lost to the Chicago Bears, and then I had $50 riding on Moose's Minnesota Vikings, and they got trumped.
Well, any Viking fan's gonna tell you not to do that. I'll tell you that right now. That's your own fault.
Well, again, we told the story about the gentleman up at the Turtle Lake Casino there. I totally agree, but it's kind of funny. Like, they're in still good position. Like, they literally, I mean, if you're a Viking fan, you want the Packers to win. Because if the Packers win, they're the highest seed. They got to take on the Lions. So it's just another advantage of, hypothetically, the Packers can win 2 in a row, and if the Vikings can win 2 in a row, then you're facing the Pack at U.S. Bank Stadium to go to the Super Bowl. So I think
that would be unbelievable, wouldn't it not?
It would be, and we know the result because the Packers would win. But it's also, again, Moose, who are you cheering for today? Because knowing everything that's at stake here, right? I mean, who are you cheering for?
Guys, I'm just here as a football fan.
Jeez, we're not getting nothing out of them.
Speaking of a football fan.
I just enjoy watching. It's a fun atmosphere.
Speaking of watching and being a fan, the first game today was great. Again, we got to see Josh Allen come out and spin it all over the field. Cook ran the ball very, very well. But I tell you what, there's a stud, Bo Nix, coming up through the ranks. What do you think about that? I mean, Denver Broncos, you figure how they were on the toilet 2 years ago, didn't know with the Russell Wilson situation, never thought they were going to get back on track. They hire Sean Payton. In comes Bo Nix. They draft him up. 5th quarterback, by the way, or 6th quarterback taken overall of all the quarterbacks. And here he is spinning it in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think part of the Bo Nix theory, though, is remember who the coach is, Sean Payton. That's a big deal, right? He's a quarterback. I don't want to say whisperer because I'm not big into that, but he's a quarterback guy. He's a quarterback coach. And you think about what he did with Drew Brees, right? And now he hasn't been able to find that replacement yet, most likely with Bo Nix. But part of it is just trying to get in, find the scheme, get your new scheme going, and then find the right quarterback. And I'm with you. I think Bo Nix is a stud. I think a lot of people saw him coming out of Oregon, and his first couple games this year was like, I think there's a mistake there. But it was also like, you got to let these guys grow and develop. And I think part of the development is is about how you're doing it. Look at this right here
look at all this.
at Gibby's Lanes. I mean,
these are those boards
I think what they're
really
telling you have to get on this one.
So
this is a smart guy,
so
unlike
super
you.
Easy. All you have to do is pull out your wallet. I understand that Scribner doesn't know how to do that, and you just give them money like that, and then you just sign up, and then they give you change. And then they give you
that's your
they
tip.
Give you a pin.
So on behalf of Gibby, that is your tip. No, keep it. Buy yourself some drinks. See, Gibby can't say no.
Hey, he can't spend his own money, but he can spend mine. So we'll make her right. All right, we'll make her right. Okay, well, there you go. That's all you got to do to get on these boards down here. You can win money. It's all good stuff.
They knew you wouldn't say no.
Well, and I wouldn't say no. I'm already on another one, too.
Well,
so
I wasn't going to let
right.
you say no. But go back to Nick's. I think that's the biggest difference is he's grown now, right? And having a coach, and it's a good deal there with Denver, too. They got a decent supporting cast, too, right? And I bet just the growth of Bo Nix has been fun to watch. But then you go to the games yesterday, and I think one of the shocker was the Chargers and the Texans. Like, I felt like that was going to be a quarterback duel, right? Like Justin Herbert and C.J. Stroud, two of the up-and-comers. But, wow, I mean, Herbert did not have a very good game. Threw more interceptions in one game than he did all season.
Yeah.
Just wasn't his game. And, that's football at the same time, but not a good showing for Harbaugh and what they were trying to do.
But you know what's crazy about that game? And it's with football and like most sports, it's such a game of momentum. And early on, Chargers had all the momentum. And I'm telling you, Herbert was spinning that rock all over, hitting the receivers where they needed to be to catch the football. They dropped. I bet you they had 4 or 5 big drops in that first half. If those are, I know, ifs and buts or berries and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. I get that. But I'm telling you what, right now, they didn't. And all of a sudden, all of those points turn into field goals. Now it's 6-0 versus 14. And there was a point in that game where they really could have blown everything out, and they didn't. And it was crazy. Then all of a sudden they get that late score, right, just before half.
Yeah.
Just before half, they got that late score. And I was like, man alive, how is this even possible? How can they be down? How can the Chargers be down when they absolutely dominated that first half? But that's football. You got to make the catches. And back to, going to the Green Bay game today, they have to make those big plays. You can't hope for Philadelphia to lose the game. Green Bay has to go out and win it.
Well, that was good. But I was just thinking about how he was talking, how he's getting into it. And that's what happened in the next game. Right?
Yeah.
You think about that. That was a classic game there of two good coaches. And I don't mean no disrespect to Chargers and C.J. Stroud. I mean, you gave a good breakdown on that. I didn't need to add much value there.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to anyway. It's kind of like Moose adding value. But just saying, Moose.
He's pointing on things. I get it.
But I think that the next game was really good, right? 2 Hall of Fame coaches in John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin. And what I love about that is you hear that some people say, like, Tomlin, when are they going to move on from him? Are you nuts? The guy, all he does is win, Moose. Literally, all he does is win.
What's his playoff appearance like?
Every year they've
isn't it a crazy?
It's unbelievable.
It's a crazy stat.
They've never had a losing record with him.
This is what I take from it is in the NFL. We talked about, let's go back to our like college football. We had these 14-point spreads, and we were doing that board, and I told Gibby should do it. And the spreads are so much smaller in NFL. All that means to me is Tomlin makes the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
And all it means is he's getting closer and closer to having a chance to winning that Super Bowl.
Right.
That
spread in that game, speaking of it, was 9.
That was the biggest. Yeah,
that was a big. That was.
But
a
I mean,
big
what I'm getting
spread.
at is they're getting close. Like his percentage to win a Super Bowl, you got to make the playoffs number 1 to win the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think the key there is, the Steelers were coming in on a 4-game losing streak, so I think that's part of the issue as well. So I think that played in factor of the spread, but it's also Russell Wilson. The thing about Wilson, he looked good yesterday, right? It was kind of more the offense of finishing drives for Baltimore. And Lamar Jackson is playing good. Derrick Henry looks, again, that last touchdown, he looked like he's just gliding out there. I mean, again, you got to remember, that guy's 220-plus pounds. And he looks
ridiculous.
like he's 190 scat back.
Yeah, he's a dog.
I mean, it's kind of crazy. Think about it. He's running at your weight.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I mean, what do you weigh? I mean,
We're
seriously.
not in shape weight for me.
Yeah, but think about that.
No, I weigh about 2. I bet you I weigh about 213 right now.
Yeah, so we add on 2 12-packs, and he's running touchdowns.
Well, that's your mic today.
But, I mean, that's just crazy
I
how fast he is, Moose. It's nuts, and I don't know. It's just fun. But let's get back to this game, though. All right, we talked that. Now it's all about this game.
And this needs to be quick because we got to get – there's some folks over there that want to win some prizes, and it is 3:21. We got kickoff in 9 minutes. So we got to get this.
Yeah, but so what we're going to do here, because of the Scrib and Gib podcast, again, sponsored by Gibby's Lanes, we're going to have 2 guests. And it's a father-son duo. It's like the 2 biggest names in Richmond, Berquam and Scrib and Gib. So we're going to get Aiden Berquam and Matt Berquam up here, and we're going to do some trivia, and it's going to be father-son to see who can go through these guys better.
I think everybody was
no,
Berquam's. We got him.
Hey, you got to grab the headset over there, and you're going to have to grab Moose's. Hey, you got to grab the headset over
Jamie
there.
might be coming over, too.
Well,
Hey, speaking of Gibby's Lanes, we got the owner coming on
Hey,
over.
give him this.
Yeah,
No, give him this. There's one. Yeah. No. You're going to hop on, and then you're going to be on the podcast for a little bit. again, I thought, no, I mean, I know he's your cousin, but I thought you were a lot more smarter than him.
Well, I'm definitely the better looking one.
Right.
Oh, 100%.
Ain't no doubt about that. That's not tough.
But I'd like to point out the camera does add 50 pounds.
God damn it.
What doesn't from what's wrong with
No,
him?
you look like that guy.
Yeah.
All right, well, speaking of Gibby Lanes and where we're at, here's the one and only Gibby. So, hey,
Well,
thanks for sponsoring the Scrib and Give podcast along with Justin Livestream, but thanks for having us out doing a podcast. How's it? Hey, I love this atmosphere. I just said it. I know there's other bars in town, but I feel like this is the Packers Central. Would you agree? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I would agree. Yep.
It is.
Yeah.
There ain't no doubt about it. There's a lot of energy here today. And what do you got for us?
I'm thinking that this is the only Packer bar in town.
I think it
Okay,
is.
I didn't know that.
That says it's a
I
Packer
guess
bar.
I don't know, but I'm thinking that's what it is.
Well,
if somebody comes up here from Green Bay and says, "Hey, I want to go to the Packer bar," where is it? They say you got to go to north side of town. It's called Gibby's Lanes.
Yeah, we are registered. There's a certificate above the bar that we are a Green Bay Packer registered bar.
Yeah, you would think Travis would have known that.
You would
The reason
think
why I
so.
call him Travis now, because I think, just so you know, he picked the Minnesota Vikings last week. So he was wearing his purple underwear.
They were playing the Lions. They weren't
Bet-
playing the Packers.
Bet with your heart. No, bet with
Your brain,
not
not
your
with your
heart.
heart.
How did that work for you?
Not very good.
Huh. And who do you think I bet for?
Well,
Packers.
I always said you were the smarter one out of the two.
You should really hear the story about him trying to place a bet. The guy's talking him
Yeah,
out of it.
Have you heard this story?
No.
So we went up to Turtle Lake to make some friendly bets, and he's trying to bet on the Vikings to win the championship, to go to the Super Bowl. Not to win the Super Bowl, but to go to the Super Bowl, and it just wouldn't allow it. It was like, hey, NFC championship, wouldn't allow it. Well, we asked this gentleman next to him in a Minnesota Wild shirt, and he goes, are you dumb? And we're like, what? Now finish the story.
That's true. He goes, don't do it. I said, well, I've already placed the bet against the Lions. He goes, you're going to lose that one too. That's what he said. He goes, we are going to lose against the Lions, and we will lose in the first round of the playoffs. I can guarantee you. He goes, I've been a Viking fan my entire life.
Season ticket holder.
Season ticket
Everything.
holder. Everything.
He
Everything.
goes, we're screwed every year.
Yeah.
And he goes, I just know it. So it's kind of funny, but yeah, he wore his purple underwear that day, and he probably still has them on today.
But we're going to get to the kickoff, and Gibby's got some stuff he's got to announce. So let's. All right, what do you got for the prediction today, big guy? What do you got?
Well, I'm thinking it's going to be I'm hoping it's a close game. If we can shut down their run and Love can get hot right away, unlike the last couple weeks.
Yeah, that'd be
Right.
nice.
And Jacobs can run the ball. I mean, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, I do too.
And we got a kicker now, so the last game we played against him, we didn't have a kicker.
Right. Yep.
So-
He's gone. He's pumping gas now. So
All right, well, give us your score.
What do I think it's going to be? Packers 28 to 21.
28,
Well, that's
21.
not a
There we go.
kicker. What do you got? You got no kicker in there. They're not going to miss
Well, he
the
had
extra.
to make the extra point.
Wow.
He has to make the extra
He
point.
would've-
I'm kind of
missed
thinking
three
a field
extra
goal.
points.
We had a
Momentum.
problem with that
Hey,
the first 6
momentum.
games.
You missed an extra point.
We're on
Everything
the
else.
road. We're on the road, and it's going to be a tight one. I think it's going to be 24-21 Green Bay.
Jesus, that's literally what I was going to say. I cannot agree with you.
Coming down to the end.
I can't. So I'm going to go 27-21. McManus is going to kick 2 field goals to win the game, and it's going to be a defensive stop, probably a turnover at the end of the game, and Packers move on to help the Vikings, obviously, to play the Detroit Lions. But
Yep.
I do feel the Rams are going to win, just so
Yeah.
you know.
All right.
So let's get that prediction. So in front of your relative,
yeah.
who do you think is going to win, the Rams or the Vikings?
I do think that the Vikes will
He's
probably
got
win
them
that
damn
game.
things on again.
Well, I'm just saying. They had one bad game. Darnold looked like he'd never thrown a football before, and maybe it happens again, maybe it doesn't. But I'm going to go. I think they're going to score some points too. I think it's going to be like I think it could be a 30-28, something like that. It's not going to be a big one, but I think they might kick a field goal to win it.
2 things here. Rams are going to win. Second thing, Moose wants his goddamn underwear back. You took him from his drawer. He was looking for
Is
him.
that why they were so tight?
Yes. Yeah, they were so
Well,
tight.
he came up to me for the podcast, and he's like, I think we're wearing the same jeans. I'm like, jeepers.
They weren't
We're wearing
crusty,
the
though,
same
were they?
underwear.
I'm going to start worrying about him.
Yeah, I know.
I'm telling you. I'm not kidding. He is definitely.
We got to get the Burkwams over here. This
Yeah.
game, they're going to be kicking off here in a couple minutes, and I know, Gibby, you got to
All right.
announce some stuff. So, hey, thanks for
Sounds
sponsoring
good.
the
Well,
Scrib and
we
Give
appreciate
podcast.
it.
Thanks, you guys, for coming here. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And it'll be fun.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Go
sorry,
Pack,
I'll
go.
go
Big
get
night,
the
go
burp
Pack.
bombs.
All
right,
right,
thank
send them
you.
on over.
Hey, that was awesome.
Yep, go ahead. You got her, buddy. No, you can take it.
Hey, it's fun that you had to admit in front of your relative that you're a closet Viking fan.
I'm not
but
a
he
closet
does
Viking
want,
fan.
but he
just bet
does
on
want
certain-
his underwear back, for crying out loud. How did he get them? That's what I want to know.
I just hope you don't do you want the same you don't want this. Do you want the
I want them washed.
Okay,
Please.
that's what my question was.
Because they weren't washed.
Oh, here we go.
They weren't washed when you got them? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, what's this? Oh, we got 4 of them. All right, we've got the Berkwams. Okay, here we go.
This ought to be fun. I'm trying to figure out who's smarter in this group.
All right, here we go. We've got father versus son for a bucket of beer and a free pizza. I would say more than anything, it's bragging rights.
Yeah,
right?
that's definitely what it comes
So,
down to.
Let's do some introductions here. So if you don't know him, he's the one and only. It's Matt Berkwam. He's a legend in this town. I've seen him drop 11 three-pointers in an old man's league.
Right.
The net
Still
never
talks
moved.
about it
Let's
to
go.
this day.
Oh, I do.
Give it to him. Let's give it to him.
Matt Berkwam. All right, and then his beloved son,
And a
Aiden.
legend son.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, hey, you got to get this a little bit closer. You're used to having something close. Yeah.
All right. Anywho.
Aiden, just quickly before we get to these questions, what have you been up to? Where you been at?
I'm at ISU right now. I go to Iowa State University.
Nice.
So that's where I spend most of my time.
What are you majoring in?
Biology.
You are. I'm a
Yep.
bio major.
Really? I didn't know
He's
that.
obviously a smart SOB.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Hold on a
Work
second.
cut out
Hey.
for him.
Iowa State, and where'd you go to school again?
I went to Augie. Meep,
Beep,
meep, meep, meep. We got it. We got
Oh,
it.
he can't.
All right, so early predictions. Who do you think? Is it going to be father or is it going to be son? Do we have the biology student or do we have the insurance guy who owns his own stuff and well-known around the town?
Insurance
What do we got
or
here?
biology major?
Hey,
I'm
what
thinking
do we
that.
have here?
I'm going to actually nothing against the younger kid, the smarter kid by far, but I'm going to go with the old man because
All
I
right.
have to say he's a diehard.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I don't know. He probably showered this week, changed his underwear because the Packers lost last week. Otherwise, he'd be wearing the same clothes.
Oh, you're
Yep,
probably,
true.
that could be true.
True.
So this is how we're going to do this. The first one to get the 3 right is going to take their pick. You can pick the bucket of beer, you can grab the pizza. Obviously, you guys are probably
Hey,
going to
just
share
one-
both, but it's more about the bragging rights.
I know you're in a hurry, but just one thing, just so you know, by this whole deal, the young one here wins both times because even if he loses, Dad's still buying.
Oh, there's no
Yeah,
doubt
right.
about
Aiden,
it.
Exactly.
would you agree?
Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
we were here
absolutely.
last week. I think Berkwam may have cashed in about $500 on those little boards I got on. But all right, here we go. First question. We're going to go with Dad first,
Hey.
just because
Oh, yeah, all right.
All right, one
it's
at a time.
respect. You always
Yep.
start with your elders,
Yep,
right?
Always.
In 1996, the quarterback Brett Favre set an NFC record when he threw 39 touchdown passes in a regular season. Who was the previous record holder?
If he doesn't get it, it moves on to Aiden.
Yep.
And he can steal it.
Yeah,
Who was the previous record holder?
yeah.
Bart Starr.
Is
Not-
it for
not correct.
Packers or anybody?
Just for the Packers. These are all Packers. Just for
Okay,
Packers.
Okay.
It was not. It was, which would have been a good guess.
Majikowski?
It's actually Brett Favre. Brett Favre broke his own
Oh,
record. So they
trick
get a little
question.
tricky on you.
Oh,
playing trick
Jesus.
games
You
here
know what I mean? Here we go. All right, back to you, Dad.
No, it's Aiden, and he didn't get it.
It's
so then
Aiden. Okay,
yeah.
well, here we go. So throughout all the
That was a
trials
tough
and
one.
tribulations of the 2010 season, the Packers survived it all. They defeated the Falcons in the divisional playoffs. Who did they defeat in the NFC Championship game to earn their way to the Super Bowl?
Chicago Bears.
It was the Chicago Bears.
Here's
Ding,
a
ding,
story.
Ding, ding.
I know that because I was in the hospital with the one and only G Money. She had
Was that
RSV,
the famous Randall Cobb play?
and I
No,
watched
that was
it.
regular season game. I
No.
think.
Hey,
Yeah.
this one is unbelievable. So, okay.
It goes back to Matt now.
It goes back.
1-0.
Yes. If you get this, you might
now
win
he's
it all.
digging deep.
No, I'm just going down the list here. What was the name of the Packers player who burned his eyebrows and eyelashes off after he poured gasoline on some kindling and then struck a match in 1995?
I have no idea where you came up with these questions.
I'm gonna give you a
Offensive or defensive player?
It's a defensive player, and I'm going to also go a little bit further. He's probably one of the only white running backs the Packers have ever had from the tailback position.
said he was a
Coon.
defensive player.
What?
From the
tailback.
tailback position.
But you said he was a defensive.
No, it's offensive.
He does that defense, right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I heard defense.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Offensive position, probably one of the only white tailbacks the Green Bay Packers
that's
that I've
easy.
ever
That's
known.
easy. Oh, you're screwed because I can see.
I would never get this.
No.
Oh, really?
Did he play for the Citadel?
Yeah, I think
He
so.
played for the Citadel. No? Travis Jervey.
Yeah.
Oh, I never heard of him.
The defense thing screwed me.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I wouldn't have thought he would have burned his own
that's-
eyebrows
yeah.
out.
But you just got to remember,
All right.
he contacted
So-
his brother AI for this.
So now do we got to go? Is
Goes
it eight?
back,
Back to
yeah.
me.
Boy. Okay, here we go. I'm going to give you a tough one. If you even get,
No,
if
it's
you,
about time.
if you even get close to this, I'm going to be amazed. On what day were the Green Bay Packers founded?
On what day?
No, not even day. What year? I'll even go year, and I'll give you within 10 years.
Okay, wait. We had a 100-year anniversary.
Ooh.
And 22. So was it 1922?
You're within it. 1919.
Oh, I knew it was longer.
But you get it?
Ago.
I said
Yeah,
within
you
10
said
years.
it.
I don't know.
Hey,
You can't
wait,
give me that.
no,
You can't
that-
give
But
me
the
that.
key was that he knew it was 100 years.
Yeah.
I didn't
so-
get the right decade, though.
Yeah, that's fine. So back to you, Berkey. Okay, so
Hey, Matt, just
Let's
you're
just shout
down.
your
Hey,
soldiers
you're,
on
no,
the
no, no,
list
no,
anyway.
no. Your
You're
kid's
down
got.
0-2,
Hey,
man.
But I have confidence in Berkey's going to get this. There's no
He's a
doubt about
comeback
it.
kid.
If he does not get this, he deserves to lose. Okay, which Packer player nickname was the Minister of Defense?
Reggie White.
Reggie White is it. All right, he pulls within
You're
one.
right. If I
We
didn't
got
get
it.
that, I should leave.
Hey, who has met Reggie White in this group? Who has met Reggie White in this group?
Have you?
No.
Yeah, it'd be me.
Really?
Yeah.
When did you meet Reggie White?
When I was down in Wisconsin, he came down for the Crazy Legs and deal, and I got to film him and talk to him, signed hat by him.
Wow,
Kind of
that's
cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, I was really cool. One
Yeah,
of
he's a really cool guy.
yeah.
All right, who's up?
It's Aiden for the
Okay.
win.
You
For
are
the win.
for the
Hand
win.
him a softball.
If you get this, you deserve to win. What Packer scored a total of 823 points throughout his career?
Oh.
Crosby?
Close. The right position.
Oh.
The
What'd you
right
say?
position.
Crosby.
He said Crosby.
This
It's
is
the right
not hard.
position. And they actually named something after him. I will actually give you that in Green Bay. He was a kicker. They named a building after him.
Jesus. let's find Moose next time.
Crosby's
Just
like
say
the
no if you
only
don't know
good
it. If
Packers
you don't know
kicker
it-
I know.
No, it's yeah. I'm trying to think of his name. I can't think of his name right now.
Okay. Have you ever been to the Lambeau Field?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know the indoor field?
Yeah.
What is it called?
That's the Hudson Center, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's Don.
That's the
kicker?
answer.
So what do we do?
No, he
No?
didn't get
No?
it. No,
Yes?
he
All
didn't
right,
get
on
it.
to the next one.
You
All
didn't
right.
know that?
Wasn't he a receiver?
But he kicked. He's a
Oh,
tight end
yeah, I
kicker,
forget
right?
about
Tight end
that.
kicker.
Okay.
All right.
Jeez, hey.
Never
Like
got
this
that
should
either.
be super easy, right?
All right,
hey.
here we go.
Hey, it's Matt here to get two. Hey, this is easy.
And
I've
will-
known every one of these, Matt.
Yeah, because you're looking at the.
No, I ain't looking at no goddamn.
He really had that many points as a kicker? That's
Well,
kinda
he was a
crazy.
tight
Well, I
end
didn't
kicker.
think that because
Yeah.
he wasn't just
He did
solely a
both,
kicker.
yeah.
Yeah, no, he was a dog. That's how they had to name him. I got to find one here that I believe is like fair for everything.
Well, I
Who's
mean,
up first here?
this-
what color is Green Bay?
All right.
That might be fair.
Blue.
For me, anyway.
Ooh, here we go. This, if you get, who's up?
I think
You're,
it's me.
you're up. Oh man. Okay, here we go. Which Packer defensive lineman slammed the cocky quarterback from the Chicago Bears named
Oh, Jesus. Jim McMahon.
Jim McMahon on his noodle and hurt him?
And then crossed it off on his
Yep,
sleeve.
and then
or
crossed
whatever.
it
I
off
don't
on
remember.
his sleeve.
Gilbert Brown?
No,
No?
no.
It was that era. Who was
Yeah,
it?
He might have had
was
some
a D
things
end, I
like he
think.
liked to shoot with every time he got
Yep.
a sack and he put him away like that.
I believe he was a white.
Clay Matthews?
No,
No?
white. I
You
don't
know
know the
who it
name
was?
of it. Do you it?
Do you know?
No, I know what you're.
Yeah,
He's
who
a
was
white
it?
gentleman.
No, he was
Yeah.
not
No,
a white
he
gentleman. He was
That's why you threw me off.
Honest to God truth, I was wishing you'd say it because if you said it, I'd know it, but I don't know. I just made it up because all these were terrible.
Oh, wow.
But you got to say it first.
Wow.
Yeah, if we would have said it, you would have known.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
He's a big dude, like just huge, and threw him on his head, and he'd always do
No,
the
I
six
remember the
shooters.
play.
Yeah,
He'd do
I
the
do
six
too.
shooters, and he'd do all that. You can look that up as we go. I am trying to find – some of these are just so tough. Who's up? Right here. This is a great question.
Softball for me.
To whom did Brett Favre complete his first career pass?
Oh, I know this
To
one.
who was it?
Sterling Sharp.
No.
Himself.
Yep. There we
yeah,
go.
Hey, the winner.
And then we got the
Don't
winner.
you remember the ball thrown and tipped?
Tim Harris was his name.
Tim
Ju-
Harris.
just
Yeah,
that,
but
just
Tim Harris is white, isn't he?
No, he's not. Tim Harris is
We're gonna
not
check
white.
that out. But you don't remember? It was just a. It was just a tip. You never heard of that? Just a tip.
tip.
Yeah.
You've never heard of just a tip? All right.
All right. Well, thanks again to the boys. Thank you.
Yeah,
We've got
thanks, guys.
Dad
Thank you.
and son. Again,
You guys
pick
can
whichever
fight
one
over
you
that.
want. You guys can fight over that.
Sweet.
Again, thanks to Gibby's Lanes supporting us today. And we've got somebody over here playing the saxophone like I have never heard the saxophone being played before to this national anthem.
He's
All right,
gotten
let's
eager
finish
as
this
John
up,
now.
wrap
All
it
right.
up here with Moose.
Thanks,
Thanks,
boys.
guys. Thanks.
Yeah,
Hey,
thanks,
guys.
guys.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
All right, Moose, let's wrap this up here.
All right. Well, here we go.
Boy, I didn't hear a lot of that.
Oh, it was
You actually saw me walk back and get another pop, and I don't know who was in charge of those questions, but definitely.
They started getting really difficult. Like I'm like, there's no way they're gonna get that. There's no way they're gonna get that. So I had to come up with a Tim Harris, but I blanked. I could see his face. I could see him slam him on his head, but it was Tim Harris. I couldn't believe it. I'm telling you right now, Tim Harris was.
That's fine. That's
was
fine.
an
That's-
African American
don't-
man and very, very well respected
having a
until he slammed him
conversation.
on his head. And he used to do these 6-shooters every time he came out and got a sack. He was
Yeah.
a dog. But anyways, hey, let's wrap this thing up. We got a football game to watch.
I'm just validating you're right. All right.
He was trying. The numbers guy.
Well-
the numbers guy.
Well,
Stat guy.
the Don Hudson one though. Let's go back to that. I was thinking like, God, maybe it's Longwell actually. But then once you said the building, I'm like, oh, it's Don Hudson because he's a kick. He was a tight end and a kick.
I think he did everything. I
Yeah,
think
he was
just
like
had
a receiver,
ton.
tight end,
Yeah,
all
tight
that
end.
stuff.
All right,
so-
do you guys have a vital system stat of the week?
We
for
do have a
NFL?
vital
Oh.
system stat of the week. It's going to be, well, we already said what we thought the score of the game was going to be. I
Yeah.
think that's a big one.
But I also think the other.
Stat.
Yeah.
Stat.
I mean,
What is the
he-
stat? The stat of the week for me is, here's the vital system stat of the week for
Oh
me.
boy, this ought to be
Jacobs needs to get over 100 yards today in this football game for the Green Bay Packers to win. I believe that. True and hard. That's my vital system stat.
Yeah.
100 yards or over. We need to do that to win this football game.
good. Yeah, and if I get to add on to that, a little bit of mine will be just so everybody at home or when you listen, you did hear it again for the second straight week. Gibby basically is a Viking fan, so we heard it. I can't believe it. But I'm 27-21. Hey, hold on. He's 24-21. Moose, what do you think of the game? I know it's not the game that it's actually a big game, like I said. Like,
Yeah, because of the you know what? Cheering for the Pack because, like you say, if they win,
Yeah.
the Vikings win. The Vikings do not have to go through
Yeah, it
Detroit
helps.
until
It
the
helps.
end.
Yeah.
that's huge.
Jeez.
So, unfortunately, though, I didn't want. I'm glad you asked me when Jamie wasn't here. I think Philadelphia's going to win. They're going to win. I don't think they'll get 35. I think it'll be like a 27-28 to about. Fortunately, I think it's going to be like 21.
All right. Sounds good. Let's wrap this thing up. The thing's going to kick off.
All right, I'm Scrib.
And I'm Gib, and we got
Moose on location.
on location and
Producing.
loose producing.
Cool part is I had pizza here last night too. Let's scope it out. All right.
All right, here we go.